All right. We are recording, everybody. Welcome, welcome to Mondays in Motion. And Kendra, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the lead just because I don't want to miss anybody who's trying to get into our Mondays in Motion training.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, hi guys. Hi. I think you guys are used to me being chat moderator and all that stuff. So formal introduction. I am Kendra Read. I am star director of the Gold Diggin' Rock Stars. I've been with Scentsy for 9 years this month. It's crazy. It's flown by. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. There I am. Hi. Thank you guys so much for being here. So we can take part in a little bit of your time on Monday. I am going to throw it to Sharon so she can give us a little bit of a little mindset introduction on this fine Monday evening. So
Good evening,
away,
everyone. Oh, sorry, Kendra. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sharon Warshaw, and I am Superstar Director of Team Relentless Pursuit of Fragrance. We just recently became a Superstar Director team, and we are very excited. And I'm very excited to be talking to you guys tonight about mindset with your PRV and front-loading your month. As we go on tonight, you are going to hear some amazing ideas about how to grab that PRV, which is truly a strong foundation of how you have a growing, thriving, and just energetic business. Because here's the thing. When you have high PRV, you are talking to enough people to help find new recruits, find new hosts, and just generally have an energetic and exciting business. So I heard something today about PRV and mindset that just kind of went, so I'm really excited that we were talking tonight about this too. So the thing that I heard earlier today was, just imagine you set aside 2 hours to work your business with the goal of having 200 PRV by the time that 2 hours was up. Now imagine if you reached that 200 in PRV within the first hour. What do you do with the second hour? Do you sit still and decide that you're done, you finished, you're completely done with your 200 PRV? Or do you work through the second hour and maybe end up with 400 PRV? And that just kind of was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Totally, yes, that's how I do it. So as we go on, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off already super fast back to Kendra, understanding the brain dump, because Kendra and then a bunch of the other awesome directors, superstar directors, star directors we're going to hear from tonight are going to help talk about all of the different things that you could maybe do with those 2 hours of productivity with your PRV.
Thank you, Sharon. I absolutely love that. The whole 2 hour thing, I've never heard that before, so I love that. I think we kind of wanted to bring everything full circle and really touch base on our brain dumping from last week, just so you guys had a full round understanding of that. And I think that might have been lost kind of in translation. So just to touch base on, why that was important, why we did it, how to do it. What I like to do personally is I'll set, a timer for maybe 10 minutes, and I'll think to myself, okay, I wake up in the morning, I do this with my business. I check news tab, I do this, blah, 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 blah. All the things that you do on daily, weekly, monthly, however often you do them. All of the different categories that there could be. You could be working, on what you do for your team, what you do for your own business, housekeeping around your office, whatever. But as Sharon said, the foundation of your business full on is PRV. That is going to be what is going to open all of the doors of opportunity. So that way you can have people that you're having conversations with to potentially have them join, etc. So tonight we have so many different speakers, so many amazing ladies that are going to touch on ways that you can help calculate how you want your PRV to go each month and ways that you can increase that PRV. And first and foremost, we are going to hear from Jessica Villareal, and she's going to talk to you guys about the PRV formula and helping you determine your PRV each month.
Alrighty. So first and foremost, what I want to preface this with is you're going to see a lot of, later on in the call, some of us are going to actually physically show you how we monthly create our PRV formula. But what I want you to first and foremost clear your canvas and understand that everybody works their business differently. Okay, everybody is at a different stage in their business. Every star or superstar director that you see here has years under their belt. So when I say don't get overwhelmed by anybody else's goal, stay in your lane and make your goal, okay? When we talk about PRV. Now, because what may be our goal is not going to equivalent to your goal because it's your goal. Now, the PRV formula, I will tell you, basically the definition, what I say the definition of PRV formula was for me when I first started doing this, is it literally is a collective written down method of how you will be getting your PRV during that month. Now, it's something that you have to learn, that you have to revisit. I always say every last week of the month to start your beginning of your month strong, because you got to have a plan. You got to have a system of how you're going to reach that if you're going to truly run this as trying to reach that goal. You know, there's many years that I flew by the seat of my pants, you know, kind of thinking, well, you know, if I hit 500, great. If I hit 1,000, great. But when I had a plan, things changed. So I'm going to kind of tell you, I kind of started doing this because I was one of those consultants that I was like good with $500 because I did have a team, and I was like, I want to get my leadership bonus. So I was okay with $500. I was that consultant doing the minimum. I was that consultant and that leader for almost 8 years. I told myself this lie of a story that I could not be that person who had a high PRV, right? That was a story that I told myself that was not true. And when you change your mindset and you get a system in place, I truly believe that it can transform your business. The beginning of this year, I told myself enough is enough, Jessica. If somebody else is able to go out there and get higher PRV, there's no reason why you can't. But those people that are doing that have a plan. It's not just, you know, PRV isn't just falling off the trees, right? Magically. So I said, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create what can I do this month, right? When I started that, what can I do? Because I work a full-time job. I have 2, you know, teenage kids that have, you know, things going on, which I'm sure many of us do, but I had to create my plan, right? So, there's so many different ways, which is the greatest thing in our business, that we can collect PRV, right? And you're going to hear a lot of different ways. Everybody works their business differently. But again, when it comes to creating your formula, you have to physically sit down and think, what can I do this month? Because it's great for me to say, I'm going to have $1,000 out of home parties, but I'm not having any type of, you know, there's no possibility of me having a home party. So that has to be thrown out of my formula because I'm not going to do that, right? So first and foremost, what I'm going to say, the definition of the PRV formula is to sit down and revisit it every single month. The last week of the month, that's when I do it because I want to start off strong. And so when I start at the end of that month to create my formula, sometimes I may have to change it depending on what my personal schedule or calendar looks like. So just remember, that is what my definition of a PRV formula is. Now, I'm going to pass it over to whoever is going to start on all of the great ways we can collect PRV.
That's going to be Miss Cassie talking about Scentsy Club.
Okay, hi. Yeah, so let's talk about Scentsy Club. I wasn't the original person to talk about this, so I want to like put that out there right now just so nobody thinks that like I have no idea what I'm talking about. I do have a little bit. When it comes to Scentsy Club, I am super simple. Like everything I do is simple, and a lot of the things that I share tonight are going to be the pen and paper, the hands-on stuff. I am not techie. I don't go to all the apps and have all the the techie stuff to help me run my business. I'm just super simple. So when it comes to Scentsy Club, I have just over the years shared it. That's really it. Like if I identify with a customer that she wants a certain bar or scent that I know is going away, of course, this is usually around the transition times, at the end of a catalog, or even during our LTOs, we have the Villains collection. Once that starts, once that's gone, people can't get that anymore. So if you have a customer that really loves something that's in the Villains collection, then you need to make sure that they have a Scentsy Club so they can continue to get that, or even the holiday bundle right now. But a lot of times I find that, of course, because of the transitions and going from catalog to catalog, that's when most of the time that I'm reaching out to my customers about Scentsy Club. But I just reach out to people and I they share with me their favorite scents. I mean, a lot of times you can just kind of tell, like, how, depending on how close you are with your customers. I know a lot of my customers love that stroopwafel. So I know that at the end of this catalog, once that is likely to go away, I'm going to make sure that I connect with those people. I actually have a list that I keep that I just kind of like jot down. Like I know customers that loved Skinny Dippin'. I know the customers that loved Camu Camu, and I just kind of keep a list of it. I'm going to share this on the next thing that I talk about, but I'll kind of share with you here. Like I said, I do everything in pen and paper. I have notebooks. I have a daily sales notebook. I have a customer thank you notebook. I have a happy mail notebook. I have a notebook just about notes because then I can go back to it. And the reason I personally have found that to be really a good thing for me to use is because after 11 years and all the paper and all the disorganization of my life, this is what has worked for me because it's all in one place. But I'll look back at my notes and I'll say, okay, this customer loves Skinny Dippin' or Camu Camu or whatever it is. And then I can look back to that. And when the catalogs change, I know who likes certain things, and I'm talking the really, really, favorites of those customers, not just the typical, like, okay, they got this scent, they got that scent, but ones that came back to me and said, oh my gosh, I really love that scent. Or, or even they ask you, make sure you tell me if it ever goes away, because our customers have really gotten an idea that kind of stuff goes away after a while. I mean, nothing stays around forever, except for a couple of them for at least the last 11 and a half years. But even blueberry cheesecake went away for one season during my tenure here. So they can go away, and sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't. So I just keep really good tabs in that way. Another way that you can do that, just to share real quick, I have all my little moth things here. Oh, I put it on there. I actually learned this from SSD Melissa Gratz, I don't even know, so long ago. I don't even know if she still does it, but she actually did recipe cards. And I'm super simple and kind of frugal. So I just used what I had, took some index cards, and I'll write down my customers' names and the scents that they like. Of course, they're all lost because I was playing around with it. But like Coffee Tree, if Coffee Tree ever comes back, or if it comes back on and Bring Back My Bar, I know who likes it. I keep track this way too, just because that has just helped me as far as being able to, like, when the Bring Back My Bar that's coming on the 23rd, I have a good idea of what customers I can reach out to. If we don't have, if those people like Coffee Tree, well, maybe that scent's not coming back, but there might be another Coffee Tree scent that's coming back, or coffee scent, not Coffee Tree, but coffee scent that they might be able, to try, and they might like it. You just basically write down your customers, just keep good tabs of them. Again, this system is not for everybody. And that is one thing that I've learned over all these years is, you have to try different things. Something might work for you and another thing may not. And it might work for me and it may not work for you. But that is definitely something that's helped me with my Scentsy Club. You can actually look at your workstation and you can click on, they have like the order tab. On the far right, it says Scentsy Club, and you can actually see all the subscriptions you have. I haven't figured out whether it tallies up what the cost is that you get, but I have over 18, or currently I have 18 subscribers I looked at tonight. And so, I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know if it's the best or the worst. I hope it's not the worst, but I just am really good about checking in with my customers. So for instance, to just give you an idea, if a customer messages me and says, I love, like I said, stroopwafel, I'm going to make a note of that, whether I make a note of it on these cards because I think it might come back, or if I just keep notes of it in my notebook, I just make sure that I write it down. And again, the reason I use the notebooks is because it's all in one place. Then I don't have to go searching for paper that got mixed up, or who knows, I might have shredded it or whatever. It's just all in one place, and it's just, I know where to go. It's my go-to notebook for customer connections. So that is for Scentsy Club. That's really all I have. I mean, it's just a matter of checking in with your customers, and posting on social. I guess I do that a lot too. I post on social and I let people know that, hey, this is while supplies last. And if you want it, let's talk about it. If you want this forever, either stock up with it or let's chat and we'll talk about how you can get it for as long as you want it. You just have to really make those connections. And if somebody likes or comments or makes even just like a random comment on something, reach out to them via personal message or text, or however your connective, one-on-one forum is. That way you can reach out to them and you have even like a history of that too. That's always a good thing to have, that you've talked to them and that you can connect with them about what they like, and just share with them one-on-one how the system works. One thing I can tell you, and the last thing I'll say about Scentsy Club, I have gone, I go live on my VIP page a couple times, I guess a couple times every 3 months. So a couple times a quarter. And I talk about how to do it, how to use it, because a lot of people don't know how to use Scentsy Club. It's not 100% super user-friendly. And maybe that's because I'm super not techie. Most people probably could figure it out. I'm a little slow at that stuff. So it's really helpful, not only for your customers, but even for your team. And I feel that if you aren't a subscriber to your own Scentsy Club, that's your number one thing that you need to do tonight, because you need to understand how it works. Otherwise you can't sell it. So that's all I got for that.
Thank you, Cassie. I absolutely love that. I was taking notes, like the index card thing. I'm taking notes. Next up, you guys, we are going to talk about pouch parties and basket parties with Erin. So take it away.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Fluharty. I'm Superstar Director, and I am really excited to show you all just some very basic pouch parties or basket parties. I don't physically put things in a basket because I generally am shipping my pouch parties out. So I want to show you what they look like, and I'll walk you through as I do, just to kind of give you a better idea of how they work. And as I'm trying to keep track of who's coming on and who's waiting. So I apologize if I'm squirrel moments here and there. Okay, so really you can do any type of bag for your pouch parties. These are from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. I got them in a case. I have a couple of cubbies full of these because they come in a case of, I believe it's 40 in a case, or 36, something like that. And then these are from Amazon, and they're just, they got a little zipper on them. They're almost like a pencil pouch, but a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit better quality. I will make sure to have a link in my the Google Drive, which will be in the description of the video, so y'all will have access to this information for the bags. So it really doesn't matter what type of bag you use. It's just making sure that you provide the right tools and not too much. I always say if you're doing a small type pouch like this, the best thing is to do one catalog. You can always throw 2 in there. I always suggest putting a Post-it note on at least one of them and say, please keep this with the party, so that when somebody, if they're in an office, that they'll know, okay, I'm going to keep this one with me at my desk as the hostess, but then I'm allowed to, let somebody take the other one around. Let's say you gave them 2. So that's making sure that you always have at least one catalog with the party. Another thing is order forms. These are ones that I printed from the workstation, and actually I used, I don't remember what the program was, but I really just want cell phone and if I can text or call them. And then down here I do credit card or invoice. I don't accept cash or checks most of the time. And right now, due to COVID, I'm basically taking Zelle, Venmo, and Apple Pay. So I'll probably be updating these as I'm sending more of my pouch parties out. 2 pins. And then I have these really little testers that I made. They're real little. I took one of the big, the regular size testers, and I can make 4 of these. So that's my pouch party contents, except for samples. And samples are going to be kind of whatever you have that you can use. Some of you might get these that are super convenient from the Scentsy Family Store. Sorry, Scentsy Success. And these are great. Just keep in mind the weight if you're shipping them. And then these I made on, these are little 2x2 bags. You can read them. It's a little, sorry, it's a little dark in here. I just realized. I put a QR code on so that they can just scan this, and I'll take them right to the scent and show them the sizes that the washer whips come in. Okay, so when I'm thinking pouch parties, and again, any size bag, any type of bag, I have a whole lot of bags. You could do focused primarily on just body scents. You could focus primarily on laundry scents. You could focus on just the mini fan diffuser. So put a mini fan diffuser in, and just the pod scents. I've done that. I've had a lot of success with that. So I definitely suggest getting something into people's hands, even if it is just a piece of cardstock with some felt samples. I use glue dots stuck to them, and to give an idea of what something smells like. If you're not going to use testers, whether there are regular size ones or ones that you've made, you can use samples. You can use molded samples. You can use felt samples. So that's what's inside my pouch parties. Now, when I'm mapping out my parties for the month, I always say, okay, what's my PRV? I put that at the top of the page. What's my PRV? What I want it to be. And let's say I want it to be 1,000. Okay. So I would break it down. Okay, how many pouch parties am I going to send out? And I will tell you all, with COVID and basically from March until now, or March until probably a couple of months ago, I was not sending anything in the mail, anything that anybody would touch, unless it wasn't coming back to me. Because people weren't going to their offices for work, then it really just didn't make sense. So I started sending out just felt samples with the little postcards, and that worked well. And I believe Jessica Villareal is going to talk about her party packs, and those are really, really great for Facebook parties. And I will say, for me, I find that Facebook parties in conjunction with a party pouch of some sort has really been helpful too, because there are always going to be people who are not on Facebook that would like to sniff things or would like to look at the catalog. I also would encourage you, I will tell you guys, there was a time about a month ago where I did not have any catalogs on hand. And I will tell you, using a QR code for our digital catalog, if you don't know how to get to your digital catalog, just scroll all the way down to the bottom of your website, and it'll say shop our catalog or shop my catalog, and it'll give you a link. And if you go into canva.com, it's a free service, canva.com. You can upgrade, but you don't have to make a QR code. And you can just go in there, and you literally can make a little QR code, put it on a little piece of cardstock, and the QR code from the website would go, that link would, if you take your camera and you hover over it, it will take you to your digital catalog. And for mine, I made it so they fit right perfect, right inside this little pocket, so that even if someone didn't want to touch this, there's probably a lot of people still out there wearing gloves and masks at work. So a lot of people just don't want to touch what other people are touching. So you can actually scan through the plastic, with that QR code. And I will say the only reason I figured that out is because I was going to Waffle House. I had gone to Waffle House, and they had their little QR code on their window and said, this is how you can view our menu. And so I thought that was a really cool idea. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to do with my catalogs if I ever don't have catalogs or don't want to send them. So anyway, basically, that's the pouch party. And what I would definitely suggest is outlining how many you're going to send alongside a Facebook party, but mapping out where you think you're going to be with those pouch parties. I always send more than I need, always. So if I need 4 to get to my 1,000, so 2, 4, 6, 8, let's say I need 4 parties, I'm probably going to try and send 6 at least. That's kind of pre-COVID. Because of Facebook, I've been able to utilize just Facebook a lot more. So I'm going to actually roll it on to Jessica Villareal because she is talking about Facebook parties. And I think with her and I, we kind of go hand in hand, and I don't want to overlap on her stuff. So take it away, Jessica.
All righty. So Facebook parties. So first off, I'm going to give you my my goal. And again, guys, like, don't let it overwhelm you. Everybody has a different goal. When I tell you that I was the person who skimmed by $500 a month for years, okay? So my goal, because Facebook parties is my jam. I have really went like face down, researched, and went hardcore with Facebook parties. That is where the bulk of my PRV comes from monthly, and this is probably since the beginning of the year. So my goal with Facebook parties is $1,500 a month. Now, I love that Erin said what she just said about if her goal is $1,000 and she needs 4 parties to make that, you always go up, right? Because it is in the nature of our business. Not every party is going to be a success. Not every party is going to be a qualifying party. Not every party is going to be 500 or even 200. So you always have to plan up. So for me, like I said, my goal is $1,500 from Facebook parties. So that kind of, I have to break that down. I have to say, okay, how many Facebook parties do I want a month, right? And again, my goal is $1,500. So we have talked about Facebook parties prior in more depth, but what I'm gonna give you and I'm gonna kind of show you is the 4 keys to what I believe what makes a successful Facebook party. Okay, so first and foremost is using the PRV formula to book those parties, right? Because if you're not breaking it down by how many you need to book, you're not going to book them. So I go for 10 parties. Now, that is a lot, but sometimes people will cancel. Sometimes people, it won't go through. That party may get to $75. It may get to $200. So I like to at least try to shoot for 8 booked parties. I will shoot for 10, but at least 8. Okay. That's just what I've been trying to go for every single month. Now, second thing, when it pertains to a successful Facebook party, what I have found is if you are not using some type of form, whether it be Google Docs, Jot form, whatever you choose to use, where you're collecting people's information, you are maybe you'll have a successful party, but you're not going to build the momentum that you need to have more leads coming in. So I would highly, highly recommend that you go to YouTube, go to Google, and Google how to create a Google Doc. If you don't already know it, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. That's how I learned. I logged in and I created my Google Doc. Right now I have over 120 contacts. in my Google Doc form that they have checked the answer. Do you want to have a party? Because that's a question on my Google Doc. Do you want to learn how to get free and half price product? Second question is, would you like to learn how to get paid from your purchases? That's recruiting. So Google Doc is the probably biggest piece to the puzzle. Okay. Number 3 is, now there's, just going to totally depend on what your budget allows. I cannot tell you what that is. You got to figure that out for yourself, but I'm going to show you what I do. I mail each one of the people in my party that fills out a Google Doc, I mail them a Facebook package, a Facebook party pack. Now my host will get something a little bit bigger. Same packet, same everything, but she's going to get a little bit more. She may get a scent circle or a car bar. But I'm going to show you in here basically what this is. And I create these stickers myself that says, yay, your party pack is here. This is everything I do it with the intention to guide people to my VIP group, because that's where I want to connect with them during and after the party, okay? So this is a scan for them to scan it, just like Erin talked about the QR code. There's the catalog in this one, but if there was times that I didn't have catalogs. I had a few showcase brochures and even product lists. It worked because I did exactly what Erin said, and I created these stickers that say new catalog, scan me to see. So if you don't have a catalog, you can make these labels with QR codes. QR codes are my best friend. So and I will just quickly go over what's in here. And again, you make them how you want. If you don't have the budget to do a packet like this, then you can do a flat envelope with a product list and maybe a couple of flat felt samples. But this is what I do, and I'm gonna get confetti everywhere, but it's all good. So I have a catalog. I have all of my pre-made flyers that are super important to me, and they're things that the things that I put to showcase at the forefront of my business. I need people to know that I party for a living. So I need them to know that they can party with me too. And these are the ways that I party: Facebook, pouch, personal shopping link, and how they can join my team. I give them a pic. You want to put your picture on everything. Top 10 reasons to join Scentsy. I put a booking tool in here to tell them that they can, if they want to book, they can scan here and book a party. It's going to go straight to my calendar, and it sends me a notification that they booked a party. This is a Wax the Cash coupon. This goes into every Facebook party. I put on the back. I usually have just write it in. I probably should print them out like that, but I put they are not allowed to use this during the party, but they can use it on their next order. It's just a coupon, $5 off a $50 order. Okay, so there's that. I usually will put 3 samples. In this one, I have a Scentsy Fresh, a Counter Clean, and a Scentsy Soak. And then I put candy, just because I'm extra. And I do usually the 10 new releases in felt. And that is what the party pack is. Like I said, the hostess usually will get the same thing, but I'll send her maybe like a car bar or something like that. So that is the third part of a successful Facebook party. And number 4 is the party pack. And number 4 is follow-up and inviting and creating relationships with these people that are attending the parties. So many people I hear, so I can't book any parties. I can't book any parties. And I'm like, okay, well, how are you connecting with people? Because if you're just doing, I always say, chasing the order, and the order stops there and there's no more connection after that, you're going to struggle with booking more parties, and you're going to struggle with your PRV. And you're going to struggle with having higher parties, you know, a higher PRV in a Facebook or any type of party. So those are my 4 tips in creating a successful Facebook party. Who's next?
I'll take it over. I'm going to talk about follow-up. I think I'm next, right, Kendra? Hopefully, yes. I'll just go ahead. Okay,
Go ahead.
so as far as Yeah. Okay, good. Sorry. As far as Fall Black, I'm just like go back a little bit. I never introduced myself. I'm not very good at these type of things. Not that I expect everybody to know who I am, but my name is Cassie Beasley and I am a star director for Teen Scent Nation. I'm out of Vancouver, Washington. And I've been around for 11 and a half years. So I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about some days. So when it comes to follow-up, I'll share some of the tricks that have helped me over all these years. Now, for me and everybody's business, like Jessica said, like so many others are saying here tonight, your business is going to look different than the next person or, you know, people on your team even. So, for me, in the very beginning, I wanted to focus on what I could control. And so I was really big on PRV because I knew that I could make the money that I needed by just selling as much as I can. Now, by the way, that's not always the best way to do it because utilizing your team and helping your team and growing that is going to help you so much further. But that's not how I was taught. So I was all about the PRV. And one year I found out that I could earn a trophy with my name on it. That's the annual sales trophy. And that was in 2014 that I found out that January. I went to leadership and they told me how close I was. And so ever since then, I have earned annual sales because I wanted a trophy with my name on it. Pretty silly if you ask me, but you know, whatever motivates you, right? So I am all about the sales. I really enjoy that part of my business. So in order to continue with those sales, though, you got to keep your customers happy, and follow-up is so important. They talk about how the fortune is in the follow-up, and I absolutely agree with that statement so very much. I will share with you a couple of the things that I do. They're very similar to Jessica's party packs, to be really quite honest with you, but I love happy mail. I am all about sending mail to make everybody's day, you know, and put a smile on their face, and just thank them for being my customers in truthful honesty there. So here's a couple of the ideas I have. When a customer orders from me, so I kind of have two different tiers. So if they order over $100, and a lot of my customers do, so I mean, sometimes people don't have that experience, but you will. And so if they're spending $100 with me, I'm going to really thank them. And I do it in a form of a box, and I just send a bunch of goodies, and it would include a scent circle or car bar, whatever I have on hand. But I tend to keep a lot of scent circles on hand because they're lighter to ship, and you know, shipping's expensive. But I always have some scent circles, the little stickers that say thank you. I got those off of Amazon. I'm a big Amazon shopper. I'm all about the samples. So one of the things I do, and I don't know, you guys might laugh at me, but I don't know if it's all the years of scrapbooking that I did, but I did a lot of scrapbooking. So that might kind of look like this is a lot of scrapbooking, I guess you could kind of say. But I take cardstock and I attach samples, felt samples to the cardstock. So like this is the Villains collection. So all the felt samples of each of them talk about what they are and how you can purchase them. And then on the back of it, it talks about that they're while supplies last. And then I have another one there that says while supplies last. So this is cardstock that has those felt samples on there. So my customer's going to get that because maybe they didn't buy that, and I want to make sure that they smell it. The NHL. And then of course we have the NFL too, but this is the NHL. So NHL, and then the sample, and this, my samples say, they talk about the felt and why I'm using felt. And it always has my website on it, cause that's important to have on there too. The bricks. So I actually pulled off of our, well, you can find stuff all over Pinterest, all over Facebook, and even Google for that matter. I pulled off this picture. I have no idea who made it, but it lists all of the bars for the Bring Back My Bars. I have one that's somewhat similar for the bricks. I didn't have it when I made this though. So, but whatever you have, this is just an example of that. If you don't have something fancy, just do whatever you can do. Just make it work. But I just took another piece of cardstock and put the brick on it. And this is the only sample I had at the time when I did this, but the Crimson Berry, so good, by the way, if you haven't smelled that. So then the Bring Back My Bars, I don't have any of these on hand right now, so I can't make any samples of them. So I just use this picture. You guys, this is one of my, it's not my trick, but something I learned through the years, that prints from like Walgreens or even Costco, super cheap. It's just a picture. That's all it is. And it took like less than 24 hours to get 100 of them. So I have these to put in my order bags and to put them into, or the bring back my bar print off. Somebody wrote that too. Yes, you can print that out also. This is in color. I'm super cheap. I like to make it really, somewhat, affordable. So the pictures are a little bit cheaper than doing the prints, depending on what your circumstances are. But I put these in all my order things. I put them in the thank you boxes too. Enjoy your sample. This card was created a long, long time ago, I think by Stephanie Malbrough. I'll add a picture of this on the Google Drive later. But I always make sure that they have the scent of the month. And then sometimes on the back of it, this has the cozy cardigan, but sometimes if I have extra stickers from the year or from the month prior, I'll put the month prior sticker on there too. The holiday collection. So I make sure that they have the holiday collection. And here's an example of, again, one of those just little card stocks with the Let It Snow bundle. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Let It Snow. So the holiday bundle, the 3-pack. I put that in the page where the the holiday bundle is in. So that way they open it up and it's pretty obvious that there's your samples. I stick that in there. I'm all about the soak. Everybody loves soak. So I even on my samples say that empty this sample size amount into a small tub of water, soak your feet for 15-20 minutes. It's just a sample size. You're not trying to like sell them, give them a huge sample to, have an entire bath with. You're just trying to share it. You're not trying to break the bank with your samples. So something small, they're going to love it. Again, just like Jessica, I have the counter cleans, and I will add all of the stuff that I make samples for. I buy all of it on Amazon. So I will share those links that I do or that I purchase these through. But I have the peppermint counter clean. I have lemon verbena counter clean because somebody had asked for that. These little spray bottles are perfect for room sprays, anything that's sprayable. And then, other containers. Oh my gosh, I have all the containers. This is another example of Scentsy soak. But I also use these for washer whiffs because washer whiffs are one of my best-selling items because of the samples that I share. So stuff like that. So that is just my little thank you box. Sometimes I add a little bit more to it. Like I'll put some laundry liquid in it. I didn't have any made yet. Or even sometimes a dryer disc, depending on what they buy. If they bought a bunch of laundry, or if I know that they are laundry only customers, then I'm going to send them laundry samples, stuff like that. You try to cater it to your customer as best as you can, but don't get too overboard with it because you want to keep it simple for you so that you can consistently do it. That's super important. Now, if my customers don't spend that $100, then I have something a little bit more simple. It's just in a 6x9 envelope and has a lot of the same things, a scent circle. Oh, and I forgot to say that I always send these. These are just the product tear sheets, or I think that's what they're, product lists, with a little note on there that talks about basically opening up a shopping link, the online shopping link. That's one of my best ways to get customers and to get parties right now. So I always have one of these in every box or envelope. The new release stickers, if you have those, I don't know if they're available on this store yet. They were, then they were sold out. I think they're back. But those are a great thing to utilize. I also use the QR codes. So this QR code goes straight, this one goes to my website, but I also have one that goes to my VIP page too. So I very much use the QR codes. And let's see what else I got here. Thank you for your purchase. I purchase all of my postcards on Vistaprint, and I usually wait for the 50% off coupons, or I'll just, if I need something in a quick fix, then I'll just order it at 20% off. I don't know, they always have some kind of sale. I got that sample for the month, and then let's see, it's pretty much all the same stuff that I just showed you. Here's one of my best things that I've been doing for a long time. I have the enter my drawing slips. Now, I use these in my party packs. I use these, this is just my way of getting customer information, but I also send them out in my thank yous. So every customer, no matter who it is, no matter anything, I want to send them one of these because I want to make sure that I always have their current information. And then I have a little post-it note, cheap again, little post-it note that says, do you want to stay in touch with me about Scentsy's, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Want to stay in touch of Scentsy special offers? Fill this out, take a picture and text message it to me. And I give them my phone number. You'll be entered into my monthly drawing. Everybody wants to earn something for free. So the chances of a monthly drawing that they could win, they're super excited about. I get text messages with these all the time. And then make sure you save the information. Let's see what else. And then the other thing that I do, if it's just a check-in, you know, okay, maybe your customer hasn't ordered from you for a while because the other stuff was thank yous. So maybe you haven't checked in with that customer for a while. So just a simple, is it in here? I got it all a mess. I can't find it. Oh, I also have, sorry, I'll send an extra one of these and that's why it's all taped together. It'll say, I have again, the little post-it note with the QR code on it. And it says, if you have a friend that would love Scentsy, please send them my way. I reward for referrals. And you guys, a Scent Circle, if, you know, whatever they buy, I mean, you don't have to break the bank. That's the biggest thing, is that we get a lot of free items as the hostesses of our own parties that we do ourselves. Like I feel, and I tell my team this all the time, if you're not willing to do those parties and collect those orders yourself, then why are you expecting customers to want to do it for you? So you have to do the work. You got to work the work. And so I'm always, you know, saying, I need people, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. I'm always saying that I'm going to host these parties so that I can get all that free stuff so that I can give that all to my customers when they're hosting parties for me, when they're referring their customers to me, whatever they're doing. I want to reward them for staying with me because there are lots of Scentsy consultants that they can go to, and I want to make sure that my customers stay with me. So I'll find it here. I was just looking for there it is. So if I'm just trying to keep in touch with somebody, you send them this and you send them the scents. And you guys, I will tell you that every single time that I send out stuff, whether it's just a check-in mail or a thank you mail or whatever it is, I start seeing online orders. It's almost immediate. It's amazing. I'm really big about postcards too. I send out postcards all the time. In fact, I made a whole bunch of them before I even got on here. I don't know what happened to them. They were all here and now they're gone. But postcards are really important. Like I said, those the monthly ones where you have the little sample on it, the stickers work great on that. Just send those out. It's only 35 cents a stamp. I don't know. Stamps just went up, so I'm not really sure. But you know, those are cheaper. And I'm telling you, your customers love to hear from you, whether it's you connecting with them on social media via text or whatever it is. You've got to follow up with your customers. They do want to hear from you. A lot of my team over the years have said, oh, I don't want to bug people. You guys, bug those people. They want to hear from you. They don't want you to text them 100 times a day or, you know, message them salesy stuff all the time. That's not what they want. They just want you to check in with them. How are you doing with your wax? Do you need any, you know, new stuff? Or just tell them about the new stuff. I simply just share with people like, hey, just so you know, we have a new clean bundle that drops this Monday. That was today. You know, I'm just always checking in with them, letting them know about this awesome thing that they might love, because I don't know. I mean, some customers I know really well and I know that they love something, and then sometimes I don't. So you always want to check in with people because you never know if that's going to be the thing that gets them to possibly join even, you know, because you're always talking to them too about, hey, you know, do you want to get paid on your purchases with Scentsy? I talk to people about that all the time, and then they want to join. The other thing on my thank you card, this also goes straight to my VIP page. So you can put QR codes on your postcards. I mean, you can put them on labels, you can put them on postcards, you can put them all over the place. And I do. The other thing that I'll share that I already kind of shared about before, but is my follow-up system. So this is what I send out to say thank you and to just constantly check in with my customers. But then you also have to have some kind of system. Now, a lot of people use Amy. Amy is formerly Maven. You can pay $8 a month and it connects to your workstation. It's a fabulous system. However, it wasn't something that worked for me because, again, I'm not super techie. Notifications make me crazy, and it was just too much. I felt like I was constantly behind, and it just didn't work for me. And that's okay. Some people are really good with that, and some people like me aren't. So I like book systems. I love having my notebooks. It depends on how many customers you have. Over 11 and a half years, I have several. I actually just made a big binder, and these are the customers that I know that connect with me all the time, or that buy from me all the time, rather. I just have it really simple. It just has their name, address, email, phone number. This is how I keep in touch with them, and it's like in like an address book format with, you know, just the last or the letter of their last name. Super simple, but it works for me. And then I can adjust it, you know, anytime that they move or whatever their situation is, I can start over and put a new page in. But I love that system. Another follow-up way that helps with PRV is the list of 100. I preach this to my team all the time. And I actually use my list of 100 for follow-up too, because I keep track, and I have that in another binder. I'm like the binder queen, I'm telling you. Oops, it's not this one though. Sorry. I have months. This is my current month of, I mean, we're only on the 9th, but this is my current month of my list of 100. This is prior months of my list of 100. And I literally just go through, and I always know who my customers are. I always have a track record of them. I highlight if they've bought from me. I highlight a different color if they've hosted with me. I highlight if I've just checked in with them. You know, I know that I've checked in with them. It's like a checklist almost, because you don't know who you need to connect with if you don't have a running list of who you need to connect with. I don't know. I have a pretty crazy brain, and I can't remember everything. So this is my list of checks and balances. If I want to make sure that I'm connecting with everybody, I have them written down. And if they've hosted a party with me, I highlight them in pink. If they've bought from me, I highlight them in green. If, I don't know, that's usually the two colors I use, but I'm sure you can find other, you know, color coordinated ways of doing it too. But this is the kind of system that works for me. Like I said, I'm pen and paper gal. I like things that are written down so I can look back to it. It's really how I do all my follow-up, even with my team. Like when I send out mail to my team, it's how I keep up with what I mailed to who. So that's my system. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, but that is all I have.
I love that so much. And just like Erin said, I think we could literally do a training just on your list of 100 follow up and all that stuff. I thought that was so cool. And I know you guys are probably like, follow up. Like it's a lot of follow up thrown all the time. I preach it to my team. So my girls that are here, you guys are probably like, talking about follow up again. Follow up is so important, you guys. And that's what's going to set you apart. And, you know, we've touched a lot on virtual ways to get that PRV, Facebook parties, sending out parch parties, things like that. I'm going to throw it over to Tambra right now, and she is going to talk about home parties, and she's going to give you a little taste of her in-person setup.
Okay. Hey, I am so glad to be here tonight. As I don't know if I've told you or not, but my name's Tambra Blackmon, and I am the star director of All About Sense and Success, and I've been in 6 years. So I'm going to kind of go over a home party, okay? And there's not that many people that do them right now, but they will get back to them, and they used to be big. Well, two reasons they used to be big, two different definitions of big, I'd say. One was big because I would load up my entire car. Don't do that. I literally felt like I had to take everything. I mean, I had to load up the night before. Don't do it. It's a waste. I make a lot more money off of home parties that I'm in and out. All they need to basically see is they want to smell the scents. They just want to see what, they just want to see, smell, touch, feel, whatever. It's very simple. Okay. Right now you can have some sip and sniff parties. People have been stuck in their homes and they're ready to get out of their homes. No. You can't go out right now. I'm in the middle of something. The dog. But they're ready to get out of their homes. And even if it's just to get a few girls together or a few couples together and just have a sip and sniff. And if you incorporate some alcohol in it somewhere, you know they're going to come. But you could do like a little roasted marshmallows, you know, they could bring the kids. I mean, just whatever, just a little something to get it back into bringing it back home to do a home party. Okay. And this is what's very important about a home party. And let me just tell you this, like all of us on here are star directors and superstar directors. We still take notes. Okay. So don't let this overwhelm you and make you think, oh my God, I got to know all this. I got to do all this. No, you do not. And any of us that are here, you can ask questions too. And, you know, you can only do one thing at a time. So, but anyway, with your home parties, it needs to be in a bag, like literally in a bag where you can comfortably come in with a big bag or some type of big tote and put the stuff out. That's it. That's what you need to do. With the home parties, the difference is more than likely your PRV is going to be higher just because they're going to be like, oh yeah, well I got to have that too, and I got to have that too, and that and that, and so they want all that, and then even if they feel bad about, oh I don't need to be spending all that money, they don't want to tell you in person they don't spend all that money, and if drinking's involved, then they don't really care if they spend all that money. So, but it also allows, they'll say, oh, well, my sister might like this, or their sister comes with her, whatever. But I'm just going to show you my table setup. And this literally took 10 minutes. So this was moving this from one place to another in 10 minutes. Okay. So it's nothing fancy, but it's enough. Okay. So let me just take this off of here, and I'm going to flip the camera if I can figure out how. There we go. All right. So this is what I did. All right. So this is just on the kitchen table here. This is just a crate. This crate came like from Michael's or somewhere, $5 crate. I mean, I've had it for a long time. So I did put the diffuser up there. That actually is not my favorite diffuser. My favorite diffuser is the newest diffuser that's cheaper, but I did put that one up there. So just to kind of show you. And then here, of course, we have so many products that are not just wax anymore. If you can get people addicted to this counter clean, bathroom clean, Scentsy Fresh, I mean, when they figure out that we have all this, dish soap, they're in. They're like, oh, yeah, I got to have all the things. So, you know, a little Scentsy buddy, you can show them where this goes. This is the element warmer. Of course, you know, you don't have a dish with it. It's just like it is. You're showing a plug-in warmer with a different type of base on there, which is really good. And I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, if you can tell them here, this is a very deep dish, very, very deep dish, which is good. So you have the laundry, and you have this where you can open it, and that where you can open it and they can smell it. You have a brick if you have a brick. If you don't, that's perfectly fine too. But you have it to compare. Then you have the dog stuff if you have the dog stuff. Let me see. This, another element warmer, and this right here is probably one of the most important element warmers. And the reason it is because you can take all of these out. Okay, so you can remove these, and you can take out these beads, and you can put all the little Christmas scene in there that you want, and then you can take it all out again, and you can put a New Year's scene in there if that's what you want. You can take it out again, and you can put Valentine's in there. So this could be a huge, huge seller that somebody, you know, just didn't want a bunch of different warmers, that you could actually show them how to change this out and put stuff. Even if you had like the decorations in a Ziploc bag, you could undo that and change it out right in front of them. So that's the big, you know, impressive thing. This is a cookie sheet, old rusted, probably, look, see, I mean, there's nothing fancy about that. that is exactly what that is. Just slapped up out of one of the cabinets. Okay, so you have your room spray, travel tin, car bar, you know, your scent circle. So you have that. Then of course you have the one of these right here, and a lot of people don't know about these. And these are awesome if you have pets, if you have children, you know, in the hallway traffic areas. That these pods go in. So you have that. I have this warmer here, just showing a regular warmer, like the flower. I just want to show the regular flower. Spoiled. Anyway, I showed this the regular, you know, how the flower sits up. And then the bath stuff, you know, just really simple. You don't have to have this. You don't have to have this to sit it on. It was just sitting. That's how it was in my office, and that's how I brought it in here. So you have this. You go over that with them. I mean, it is very, very simple as to this breakdown. This table is not a big table, as you can see. And it literally took me, I promise you, 10 minutes to get all this together and to put it on here. So, and that's the thing is, if you can get someone to have a home party for you right now in all this COVID mess, then you're doing good. So if, and you don't want to be overwhelmed by, change this around. You don't want to be overwhelming people, you know, by having to pack up. I mean, you feel like you got to pack everything and take everything and remove, and you don't. People just want to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, they can smell the different scents, see what the flower is. I mean, open the soap, but pretty much, so that's it. I mean, that's all you need for a home party. And like I said, you could have it as a, a party right now where everybody can come order for each other, and you could offer to do the wrapping for them. Very simple. They could go ahead and pick out all their Christmas gifts and get it back for Christmas, and you wrap it and have that done for them like that. And when you're in person, you may have somebody that says, oh yeah, well, I'm going to order this, you know, through Sandy that's having the party, but I really would like to order this, this, and this. So, but I don't have the money to do that right now. Or, you know, we all run in the same group, and, you know, so I might need to wait a little bit, have a party too. So that's where you get more contacts. People are a lot less likely to tell you no in person than they are in, the friend's anniversary. They're a lot less likely to tell you no in person than they are over the phone or anything else. Also, bridal showers. Bridal showers are big, huge, 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 huge. Bridal showers, new home, those two are huge. And they're easy to do, and people get together for that. Right now there's the COVID, but they still get together for a bridal shower, so you can do that. But your PRV is going to be higher doing it like this, because you're in someone's face and they bring a friend, and then they see what they want. Like, you know, there may be someone that doesn't have kids, but they have nieces and nephews. So then they will, oh, I didn't know y'all had Scentsy buddies. Well, there, you can do that. Or especially for people that have animals, you know, they're all about getting everything for their animals. And so, I mean, that's pretty much it for me as to, I mean, it's real simple. It literally took me 10 minutes to throw this up here. So it's not hard to do. It's stuff you can take that you have, and you take what you have. If you don't have it, if you're first starting out, or if you live local to somebody and they need to help you, get with them. They can help you. They can help you get a few things to take to the party. You just need just some of the different products in different lines is what you need. As you know, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't even have a Scentsy Go up here. I don't even know where my Scentsy Go is and why I don't have one, and I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. I have enough here to show everybody, and of course have order forms. Me, myself, and I have finagled my order forms where I copied them and had to cover up a little something. I don't remember what I did, but anyway, I copied them, and then I can cut them in two, and I use those order forms. So anyway, I think that's it about that. A home party is a home party, whether you're having a home cookout, whether you're having an anniversary party, whether somebody's getting married, just got engaged, a bridal shower, whatever, a new house, whatever it may be. But we are getting back to where we'll go into the house some. And I'm going to tell you what I did used to do is I would ask whoever's party I was going to, I would ask them to have me a load of towels. Because, you don't want to do their sheets or their nasty laundry. So I would ask them to have me a load of towels ready. And I would put the load of towels on when I got there with all the smell good stuff. And then I would ask them to have me some dishes. Not all the dishes, but have some dishes done. And to leave the counter, if she'll leave me a countertop or like the top of your stove, the vent part of it that you could wipe down, or the refrigerator or whatever, so you could actually use those products. And by using them, they're like, oh, really? You can buy, especially after Christmas, those foot soak, bath foot soak things. They're going to be marked down to like $7. Take one of those with you, and get somebody to, or take two with you, and let somebody's feet be soaking with the bath soaks in there. And of course, just let those people do it, and then you'll need to rinse it out and clean it out or whatever. But two people could be doing that, but they're going to smell the laundry. They're going to use the foot soak. They can also use the scrub. They can do their hands in the scrub, anything like that. They can actually touch it, feel it, do with it, and you really do do a better party like that. But you just got to get it back to people. You got to have it back to people is what you got to do. So, but they'll do it. And another party, I was going to tell you what I used to do too. Somebody was talking about different parties, and I think it was Erin when she was talking about the different parties she used to do. For my people, I haven't sent out much lately because of the COVID. But what I used to do on a regular basis, once my people are full of wax, they're just waxed out pretty much. Then I take products like this and the mini fan and the Scentsy Go, and then send a couple of these, and then out of these testers, you just go through and you just get the scents that come in there, put them in a bag, because they already have enough. They have their laundry stuff going on. They have their wax going on. The next thing you need to get them addicted to is something like this. And so you just have that bag, and that bag only is for those. And it's really worked really, really well. So hopefully we'll get back to getting into house parties more often now. I'm not sure who is supposed to go next. It kind of got off a little bit. So whoever's narrating it can send it to the next person.
Thank you, Tambra. I love your setup. Super simple. I think that's the main, super simple. Everybody thinks that everything has to be perfect and huge, and it does not have to be. Super simple. Last in our little ideas for PRV that we're going to give you is going to be Jessica Villareal again, and she's going to be talking about LTOs and pre-orders. So take it away, Jess.
Alrighty, guys. So this is pretty short and sweet, and I'm going to tell you what I used to do and what I do now and how it's changed my business. So way before, I'm going to tell you, I have always gotten the warmer and the scent of the month, but I'm going to be honest with you, right? Because I don't know any other way but to be transparent. I didn't use it to the best of its ability. I never did. Yes, if I had the bar on hand, I would sell it, but that was probably about it. But this year was a new year. As many of you know, we have had amazing growth with LTOs. It is like the new thing. Like, I think even our customers are kind of recognizing those times that something comes out where they know they better get it or it's going to be gone. So I will tell you, the past 6 months, y'all, I'm going to be like throw myself under the bus. Like, I don't even recognize who I am with PRV the past 6 months. This is something Erin and I have talked about a lot because I've never been a big PRV person. And I have hit over 2,500 to 4,000 every single month. Like, what is happening here? But so this is what I'm going to say on the LTOs and the warmer of the months. Preparation and a plan equals success. I tell my team that all the time. And no preparation and no plan equals a whole lot of room for improvement. So I'm going to tell you this. What has changed for me? LTOs, and again, I know sometimes people give you pushback on something that's new. If you have a plan or a system that's working for you, great, use it. But this is why I went to a Google Docs are my thing. I absolutely love it. I use Jotform also. Google Docs I use for one reason and Jotform I use for another. So jotform.com. I created a Jotform, and so this is what I use it for. It does take some, getting used to like, switching things and doing things like that. But the greatest part, and we will put in the Google Drive a link to maybe 1 or 2 different Jotforms. You can clone a Jotform and literally have the same thing. All you got to do is go type in your name, maybe drag and drop. Can I talk? Drag and drop your picture because you don't want mine, and make it your own, okay? But the greatest thing I'm going to tell you, every single month, I have started the month with $500 plus, okay? So one, LTOs that launch the beginning of the month or even in the middle of the month, but I create a Jotform, and it basically is a way for me to send a link to my customers to tell them, fill this out if you want to pre-order. And I'm going to tell you why I did that. I have a full-time job, so I don't have a lot of time to be on my phone texting. I can't pull out my phone and my iPad, and I know many of you can relate to that. So for me, I can be on my computer and I can go to my Jotform and I can send that out to all of my customers, and everything is in one place. Because I'm going to be totally honest, when I have 10 or 15 different direct messages or text messages and here and there, I can't keep it together. I'm not even going to lie. And somebody's order is going to get lost. I'm going to miss an order because I cannot keep it all together. So the great thing about Jotform is that everything registers when you log in to jotform.com. If you have it set up where it's going to send you an email when someone fills it out, you get that. Everything is set there. Again, we don't have time to show you, but you can click on a Jotform. It'll be in our drive where you can go and see some of the questions and some of the Jotforms that we have already created. When I tell you I did it for the NFL, I've done it for every LTO that's launched. And now what I'm actually starting to do is creating one for the warmer and the scent of the month, strictly for the warmer and scent of the month. Because this is the thing, guys. If you're that person that is buying the warmer and the scent of the month, use it to your full advantage. You should be promoting that. This is my way. I do not promote until a week before it launches. I promote it to my VIP group at that time. I send it out to them. They get it first because they're my most important people. And I tell them, don't tell me you want to order. Fill the form out. And I know sometimes you may say, oh my gosh, my customers don't want to do that. When you educate your customers on how you work, your customers will follow you. I promise you. Because so many people, the difference between Google Form and Jotform, there's not much difference. I will say Jotform is more eye appealing to me. It is aesthetically pleasing. I can clone it a lot easier than I can a Google Doc. And the thing with Jotform is if you want to use it, I don't because I haven't gotten that far yet, you can integrate it with payment. And I want to say PayPal is one, I don't know about any others because I haven't even gone to that level yet. But cloning it is the biggest thing. Like all of us here share our drop forms, and it's life because we don't have time. Like sometimes you just can't do it all. So when someone gives you that link, you can literally highlight that link, go put it in dropform.com, and you have that same thing, and you drop and drag yours. Okay. You know, a lot of people, I've seen an increase in my team's numbers because I've been helping them and they've seen me doing the job form. So they then in turn go do it. And it's ultimately, it's going to rise your PRV because you're taking the time to get orders before it launches. And don't just do it on LTOs. Take that warmer and scent of the month and use it. You will be surprised what your PRV can look like on day one. Like literally, I'm like, who is this person right here? But I mean, you know, it works. So that is my spiel for LTOs. Like your PRV will rise it's got to be in your plan, guys. It's got to be in your plan and start it. You know, make it go into one of your monthly systems that you do every single month, right? Get that one job form, tweak it when you need to, add the new pictures, add the new scent. Boom, you're done. Send it out to your customers, however you communicate with your customers. And I promise you, you'll get pre-orders. So.
I love that, Jess. Thank you. I am going to echo that as well. Jot forms, you guys, game changer, especially with LTOs, pre-orders, things like that. Huge game changer. So with everything that we talked about tonight, we're kind of going to wrap it up and give you ideas on ways that you can pen and paper, look down, however you want to do it, digital, look down. This is my PRV formula. This is what I want to focus on. This is how I'm going to implement it, set those goals. So we have a couple of different ways to showcase that. And the first person I'm going to throw it to is Jessica Kiss, and she's going to talk about paper planners.
Hey, Kendra, can I show you something real quick before we do that?
Yes, Tambra. Yes, you may.
This is just how quick this stuff is done. Just from Jessica talking.
Gone. Look at that.
It's
So
gone.
simple.
It's gone. From Jessica talking, it's gone, and it's back. I mean, it's not exactly where, you know, how it should be. But anyway, it's gone. It's done. We're talking 10. I mean, she didn't even talk 7 minutes. So I just wanted to show you that.
That's so simple. I'm glad that you showed us that. Like, that's huge. It's simple. Game changer.
Yes, her display was so cute. I loved it. So note to self, whenever you're doing a training with these girls, make sure whenever you schedule it that you don't talk after Jess speak, because she's like taking y'all to church and then I'm supposed to talk. Okay, so these ladies just gave you all of the ways that you can get PRV. They showed you physically, which I always love show and tell. It's my favorite. My team knows that. I'm always like, if you're going to tell me something, I want to see it. So I love that they did that. I love that they're going to share all of the docs with us. So now let's kind of switch gears and talk about, and this is, we're all going to do this differently too. You have to come up with a PRV formula. How are you going to track it? So like Kendra said, some are going to be digital. 2 guesses who's digital, but I'm a paper and pen girl, okay? So you get your planner, right? I've tried all the planners, like all the planners, and I like this is the big happy planner. You can tell by how many rings it has. It has like 11 and the other ones have 9 or something, but it holds a full piece of paper so I can keep all the things in one place. So anyways, this planner most planners have like a monthly spread. So this was from October. I don't use this for much, but making sure that I have all the things that I need. So my goal is to have $2,000 in PRV and to sponsor 2 people. So immediately when I open this up, I write join 1, 2. That's how simple I am. 1, 2. Who's going to join my team? In October, I got 1 person, didn't make my 2. So have to make that up somewhere else. And I try to have 8 things, right? So Jess said she tries to have 10 Facebook parties. I try to have 8 things and I push for more. But And I'm going to tell you a couple reasons that I like this, but basically this is how simple I am. I start out my month with 1 through 8. I had a little bit more than 8 last month because Scentsy keeps dropping all of these amazing LTOs, and I count those because I work them just like I would a Facebook party or anything else so I can get my PRV. But I'm going to tell you this a couple reasons this I really like this way. And one is because if I open it up to October, November, December, any month in the future, and there's nothing on there, then I've not done my job with front loading my calendar. And my goal is to have this at least up to number 3 or 4 by the 1st. Like I already know that I'm having this person's basket party or this fundraiser or whatever the case may be. So I'm trying to front load, fill it up before I even get there. And then another reason that has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight, but I think that you'll appreciate this, is whenever we get to that Christmas cutoff and I am, you know, wrapping up my year, I pull these out of my planner, and it's how I map out my next year. I know what I did the year before for that month. It's all written down. I know how many people I sponsored. I know where my PRV came from. If it's an event or an in-home party, I'm going to try to make sure that I'm doing that same event and in-home party. So, you know, this is a business, so you do have to plan ahead for your year. You have to be front loading and those sorts of things. So this is very simple, and this is how I track how many basket parties I have, how many Facebook parties. So I'll just tell you last month, because I like to know what other people are up to. So I had 2 fundraisers. They were all through Facebook. I did a basket party, a Facebook party, my Scentsy club. I counted, I had, you know, and then different LTOs, NFL, NHL, bricks, all the things that we had. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then I just do that for every month. I go to the tab for the month, and it's that simple. That's how I track my PRV formula, where my PRV is coming from.
I love that. I love simple, and I love preparation and a plan equals success. I'm going to be saying that forever, Jess.
Yes,
B.
I wrote
So
that
thank
down.
you for sharing that. We're going to stick to the pen and paper people, and I'm going to throw it over to Cassie, and she's going to touch on how she keeps track using a notebook.
Sorry, I'm here. I was making dinner for my family. All right, so sorry about that. My pen and paper way. So, I have my notebooks. Like I told you guys, I am all about notebooks, and I keep track with a daily sales. Sometimes I'm really good about it, sometimes I'm not, but I usually try really hard. Like this is my absolute, like just as important as it is for us to go to our workstation every morning, and even Facebook, I guess, in some cases for some people, I go to this book and I just keep track of all the orders. This is actually where I keep track of my LTOs also, which after listening to Jessica, I'm like, I'm going to change that up because I need to be using Google Forms or Dot Forms too. I actually do use Google Forms and I love that, but not for LTOs. So I need to be doing the Dot Forms also. But I keep track in my notebooks. And then, like I said before, I keep track with my customer thank you mail. So anytime that I have an online order, I write it down in here. I realize that that's a little bit like excessive because we already have it on our workstation, but I like to keep track of it here. And so then I will know based on highlighters, because I'm pen and paper highlighters, like it's scrapbooking, or I don't know what it is, but I'll have their names. I know what I sent them as a thank you gift. I know the date that they ordered, and I can look back at this and I can say, okay, this person got this. This is the last time they ordered from me. I mean, I guess it's maybe a little bit excessive, but it's just something that works for me, because like I said, I can go back and I can see who has ordered and what they did. I also use that list of 100, and those two systems, this binder to keep track of the people that are ordering from me, and then my list of 100 when I do it on a monthly basis, because I'll have like my October list of 100, my November list of 100, and I have all my customers. I actually do 2 different lists. I do my list of 100. It doesn't necessarily have to be 100. It's just a matter of listing out your customers. It really doesn't matter how many you write down. But I have all of my contacts, anybody, like your nail salon person, your barista, everybody on one list, and then all my customers that I've actually ordered, that have ordered from me, in another list. And I make sure that I just check in with them. So that's really my way of doing it. I really don't know what more to share on that other than what I already have. But like I said, if you guys have questions, please let me know if there's something specific about that system that you want to know.
I love that. Simple. Simple is that's our theme tonight. Be simple. I love it so much. Last but certainly not least is going to be our digital girl, Jess V, sharing how she keeps track using her iPad.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what popped up on my screen. That was weird. Okay, so I would say I'm it's basically pen and paper, but it's just digital. It's on an iPad, so not much difference than what the girls showed you. But I keep track. So I have a monthly spread, right? And I have it side by side. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it here, but I have it side by side, and I kind of, let me just show you because I'm talking. Let's see if you can see this. So this is my monthly spread, right? And it's right next to, I'm going to show you my PRV formula. So here, you'll see that at the beginning, the first, I have my warmer of the month, right? Then right there, as you can see, Facebook party, I have a text party, Facebook party, Facebook party. I have another one I haven't put on here, but you see this. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are my party days. Those are the days that usually I will have a 7:30 and an 8:30 block. And that's what I try to do. I try to keep it simple because I have other trainings that I do. I have team trainings. I have things like that I do. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are my times that I carve out. And I highlight those because I'm like, okay, if there's open boxes, Jessica, you need to go do something and you need to get to work. Because the goal is not to have anything open. So this is in my daily systems. One thing that I have really, really tried to do is 30 minutes of host conversation, 30 minutes of joining conversation. And I keep track of it here. So I have, when I kind of highlight when I've talked to somebody about the opportunity, I kind of highlight when I've asked for a party. I have here what my goal for bookings is, my goal for recruiting. Guys, don't let that 3,500 scare you. Like literally, that is my goal. I'm gonna tell you, 8 years of my business, it was $500 to $1,000. At some level, you have to level up, and it was my time. So that is why it is much higher than what I have done for the first 8 years of my business. But as you can see, this is pretty simple. It's literally, I drew that out, right? You could do it in a spiral, in a pen, whatever, but this is my monthly PRV formula. These are the ways that I try to get my PRV. Warmer of the month and any LTOs. I usually have been doing more than that. I put 300 because some months I have struggled to get a $500 party by the first with warmer of the month. So I kind of put 300. Like I told you, the majority of my PRV comes from Facebook parties. I try to always at least try to get $500 in follow-up. Pouch parties, I try to, I've been doing like very simple where I don't even get any of the stuff back kind of pouch parties. So that's that. Weekly specials, I try to do like a Friday deal of the day for my customers. And that's where I try to get 500 out of that. That's the goal. And then shopping links. My shopping links, I'll be really honest, have not always been the most successful, but I do have people that use them and they'll get orders here and there. So that's my formula. That is my breakdown and what I shoot for. Super simple, but I have it planned out. So that helps tremendously.
Jess, we have a quick question. Are your Facebook parties only one day?
So my Facebook parties start on, like, usually I'll try to map it out over 7 days. When I start it to when I end it and close it. However, I do a live. Some people just post throughout the time. There's several different ways to do the Facebook party. However, I begin posting on day one. And then on whatever day it is, that Tuesday or Thursday, because that's usually the only days I'll party, I go live for 30 minutes. I will say I have not gotten down to 30 minutes because I like to talk a lot. So, but I go live. So that's why it's 7:30 and 8:30 block. I got to give myself that time. But yeah, but it is over 7 days, and I cut it. Like, we got to close it. I don't leave things lingering. I don't like to do that. I usually even like to close it maybe 2 days after the live, but I will push it out to that weekend or Friday, usually on somebody's payday. But yes, that is how I work mine. Yes, it's like a bundle, Stacy. The deal of the day is like a bundle. So I usually focus. I really like focusing on one product for the week. And that's how with my VIP group, and that's how I do my deal of the day. So some of the, good to know, because I'm always doing mine for 2 weeks. Yes. I feel like 2 weeks is way too long for my people. They will linger and they won't buy, and they'll just sit there, and then no. So yeah, the deal of the day is usually like I highlight a product and kind of do a little deal.
All right. I love that. So you want me just to go for it, Kendra? Okay. All right. So tonight was super duper awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we are going to leave you tonight with a challenge or some homework, if you will, for yourself. So our challenge is for you to go away now and create your own PRV formula. So figuring out what you want your PRV, I'm sure you probably already have an idea of what you want your PRV to be every month, but now you're going to be able to take that and work backwards with some of the ideas that these ladies gave you tonight. And if you've been doing this for a little while, you can go back and figure out where your PRV is actually coming from, and then figure out where your holes are in your business, where the gaps are. What do you need to try? What do you need to implement into your business for PRV that's going to help you reach that goal? How can you start tracking it? Where are you going to track it? Is it going to be a digital notebook, or maybe a planner, or just, you know, a 99-cent notebook? Any of those will work, whatever works for you. So just ask yourself, does your PRV today or last month was a huge busy month? Did it match where you want to be? So again, looking for those holes and those gaps. And that's it. I think if you're new, right, you don't have PRV to look back on, somebody suggested it. I think it was Tambra, and said, just try one thing. So they gave you 5 PRV ideas. Choose one, keep it simple and authentic to yourself, and master it, right? And your PRV can come from there. And then, you know, even if you master just one thing, you can still offer, say, the warmer and the scent of the month at the beginning of the month and try out pre-orders, or then move on to Facebook party or whatever the case may be. So I think that's it. We hope that you'll take our challenge, and thank you everyone who showed us all of your awesomeness tonight. It was great. And I think that's a wrap, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to add. Awesome. All right. Where's Miss Erin to end our recording for us?
I just was going to say, I put it in the chat. I don't know if everybody saw it or not, but if you are still with us, thank you for being here. And to make sure that when you are doing your PRV formula, if you put on a piece of paper, you put it on your notes, on your iPhone, whatever you do, send a picture of that to your sponsor or whomever invited you here tonight. So, but we want to thank everybody for being here, and hope everybody got something from this, and we can't wait to see you all next Monday for the 3rd part of this series, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.